What's going on, people? This is Shot Harrison. Today we have another episode of the Eat What You Kill series. I actually just made that up. It sounds good, so I think I'm gonna go with it. It was formerly known as Interviews with a Rebel. Didn't really like that going forward because this is really just all about just spitfire and value, like nonstop, dropping gems. We're trying to help you guys, better eat what you kill instead of being out here being broke creators and entrepreneurs. I'm bringing up here, different creators, entrepreneurs, business owners, brand owners who are dope at what they do, and we're going to show you guys how to do some of what they do. You got to pay for a lot of the knowledge, but we're going to give out a lot of stuff today. So today we got my man Briggs. How you doing today, brother?
Awesome, bro. Awesome.
Nice having you, man.
Good to be here.
I'm happy to have you up here today, bro.
I'm glad to be here, man.
Cool.
When you come to the camera work, you top tier. You top tier in the 7.5 for me, bro.
I do a little something, man.
Hey, man, a lot of
it. So for the people that don't know you, in your own words, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, so my name is Briggs. I am an award-winning businessman that's turned into a business strategist. I essentially help people make money, right? Like, I feel like for so many of us, we think that money is hard. Mm-hmm. We think that to make money is hard. And because we feel like making money is hard, we stay stuck in positions and we stay stagnant in roles and careers and jobs. And so I see myself as like, a financial Harriet Tubman, like, you know what I mean? Like, not only do I show you how to make the money, but then, we have services that go, once you make the money, what do you do with the money?
Right.
So I really got into this space because like black wealth, right? For every dollar that a Caucasian owns in net worth,
mm-hmm.
African American owns like 9 pennies, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so for me, it was like, all right, well, what's the strategy to help people to actually be able to break through that glass ceiling?
Gotcha.
And it boiled down into 4 things. Okay, like if we're gonna do better, we have to help people increase their income, protect their potential prosperity, drive down debt, and accumulate assets,
mm-hmm.
right? And so it was like, okay, well, how do we help people make money?
Mm-hmm.
Once they start to make that money, that cash flow start coming in, what do they need to do so that they're not just rich, but they're wealthy, right?
Okay.
And so rich, when you think about somebody who's rich, there's a phrase that I love. It says like a broke person thinks week to week, right? Middle class person thinks month to month. Mm-hmm. A rich person thinks year to year, mm-hmm. but a wealthy person thinks generation to generation.
Okay.
Right. So it's like, all right, now that I'm making this money, what can this money do for the next generation?
Right.
But it's hard to have a wealth conversation if you don't have money coming in.
Yeah.
And so
it's kind of hard to think about wealth when you don't know how you're going to eat in 3 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I completely get you on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, during pre-production, we kind of talked about, you said you have a formula, you have a strategy on how people can actually make 10K a month.
Yeah.
So let's kind of dive into that. Is
Okay.
there a particular niche or a lane that you kind of specialize with that? And just so we can kind of narrow down this conversation a little bit.
Nah, not at all. So here's the thing. Again, making money isn't hard.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is we've been trained and programmed from, and it's not our fault that we think that way, right? Because our programming from being in school all the way through employment has been your time equals money.
True.
Meaning that you are locked into how much money you can make based off of how many hours you could work, or based off of how much energy your body could produce,
mm-hmm.
right?
And it's not to cut you off, but It's crazy. I was thinking about this earlier a couple of weeks ago. That it's crazy that school actually programs you for that because they give you awards for perfect attendance.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of sets you up to working a job and saying you have to be there every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it's crazy now that I'm thinking about it. But go ahead though.
But so many people have that as their root programming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 7 streams of income. The lowest form of making money is when you're selling units of your life. And that's what I want people to understand. When you're selling units of your life to a company, that's the lowest form of making money.
So as far as time.
So you say, okay, I'm making $30 an hour. You sold a unit of your life for that $30.
There's a value placed on your time now.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You're selling it for your time, but they're not paying you for your time. They're paying you for your productivity, because if you just went to a job and sat there and did nothing
mm-hmm.
for 10 hours and you did that for 3 weeks straight, you're going to get fired,
True.
Right? So they're not paying you for your time. They're paying you for what your time could produce,
mm-hmm.
right? Which means that there is a multiple. You are an investment, human capital. You are an investment for that company.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a multiple on what you can do, meaning that the work that you do in that time is actually more valuable than the time itself. So when you say, is there a niche? There's not really a niche. It's taking your skills, your transferable skills, and then putting you in a position of being the boss, putting you in a position where you're able to impact other people's lives and you're able to provide them a result. But now you're detaching your ability to earn income from time. And you're now basing it based off of what is the result I can give you.
Okay. So let me ask this. For this strategy and just this thought process, do you have to be an entrepreneur or can you still do this working a job?
You could do this working a job, right?
Okay.
So,
because I'm one of those people who believe that not everybody should be entrepreneurs.
Yeah, you could absolutely do this working a job.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. The greatest form of currency that we have right now, and we live in probably one of the best times, whether you're entrepreneur, side hustle, whatever, is influence. Right? If you are building influence and you are a creative per se, right? You know things that you can do. There's something you could do with this camera in 5 seconds that I will take 2 hours to do.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
To you, it's natural. It's like, no, you just do this, and this because you've done it so many times.
Right.
Whereas for me, I'm like, all right, bro, I need step 1.
Yeah.
I need step 2. But once I get this camera working, I can start my own business, right?
True.
So now let's say my business is going to be $50K a year, right? If you're telling me, yo, I'm going to show you how to set up your business. I'm going to show you how to use the camera. I'm going to show you how to take pictures. I'm going to show you how to edit. And you're going to be able to make $50K in this next year. And I'm going to give you the strategy. Well, how much do you think I should pay you? Should I pay you for your time?
No.
Right?
You're paying for the value that I'm bringing to your life.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means that you could run a program at 5K. Right?
Yeah.
So you like, yo, I'm 5K. I'm going to show you how to do all of this. I'm going to give you my templates. I'm going to give you my contracts. I'm going to give you all of this. You got it built in a box. I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah. Actually, I do have something like that. Go to my bio. It's right there. You got wedding contracts, you got templates, all that type of stuff.
Yeah. So now you have that 5K, right? But this is what I'm saying is this is anybody. You don't necessarily have to know how to work a camera.
Right.
It's even.
You just have to know how to do something better than most people.
Right. Better than most. Now, here's the thing. You might be somebody that's teaching someone 3 + 3. Somebody may be like, yo, I don't know 3 + 3.
Yeah.
But you're able to teach that to them because some people be like, well, I don't know anything that's real difficult. All right. Some person may need 3 + 3. Right. So for you, dating may come natural. Right.
Yeah.
You always got somebody. You got somebody on the back burner. You got somebody on the next.
You keep a solid roster.
Right. So now you might have an opportunity like, yo, let me help you spark up your love life. Right. For somebody that's struggling with that, so you could do 3 + 3. There's somebody that may be a little more difficult and they're like, yo, I'm going to show you how to do 3 × 3. So I'm not just going to show you how to date. I'm going to show you how to find a wife and get married. Right. And then there may be somebody who's like 3 cubed, right? And they're like, I'm going to show you how to raise children while you're in the marriage and you're working.
And having a successful marriage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So there's different levels and anybody can do it. It's just finding what is the thing that you're passionate about? What is the thing that you're purpose for? And this is the key for me when it comes here is there's 2 things. Is you have to have clarity in your identity and clarity in your purpose. Right? Because now...
So we're talking more so mindset than anything.
Mindset. Because it's impossible for a person to act in a way that's inconsistent with how they see themselves.
I agree with you, but break that down a little bit.
Yeah. So if I see myself as an individual that people don't like, I won't be friendly. If I see myself as an individual that's incapable of making money, I will never see the opportunity to make money. If I see myself as an individual that has no special gifts or no special talents, then I will not have any value for myself. So I'm going to hold on to the job because I think that that's all that I'm good for.
Okay. So where does self-awareness come in with that? Because I completely agree with what you're saying. I just feel like some people might overvalue what they bring to the table when it doesn't really matter.
Ask me that question a different way.
So I know a lot of people who are creators, videographers, whatever.
Okay.
They think just because they're good with the camera that they should be paid X amount of dollars. But they're not aware of deliverables. They're not aware of what the value that content brings to other people. So they don't focus on the value. They focus on
The product.
skill, or right, the product.
Yeah.
So what if you're overemphasizing the wrong part of that?
Ooh, that's so good. So I have a program for that. I got a program for that. It's the offer creation factory.
Mm-hmm.
People don't pay for the thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? People pay for the impact of the thing.
True.
Right?
The results.
The results. That's what matters most. So if you are just doing based off product, it's hard for you to position yourself because at that point you're a commodity.
Right.
Right? Which means that, there's always going to be somebody that's able to do it cheaper. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're just going product versus product, there's always someone that could do it cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then if you're going to be competitive in that lane, the only way for you to stay competitive is to continue to drop your price.
Yep.
Right?
And it's the quickest way to the bottom.
It's the quickest way to the bottom. And then once you get to that point, you don't have any profitability. That's another thing. Like, people think that revenue is what's most important in business. Revenue ain't the most important thing. Mm-hmm. Profitability is, right? Because you could make $100,000 in a year and have expenses that's $101,000, and you're still in the hole. Right. So now you got to detach yourself from that product. You got to focus on the experience, right? You got to focus on, so I always use this example. If there's somebody that wants to go to Busch Gardens or somebody that wants to go to Disney, right? No matter where in the country they are, what do you think they're going to choose?
They're going to Disney.
They're going to Disney. But Disney has roller coasters. Don't Busch Gardens got roller coasters?
Disney doesn't have roller coasters.
Disney don't?
I worked there for a little bit.
They don't? Okay. Hey, you even making my point even better, bro.
Yeah.
They got Dippin' Dots?
Nah.
They ain't got Dippin' Dots? Oh, dang.
Nah.
You making my point even better, bro.
Shout out to all my people in the Disney college program, blah, blah, blah.
So the point that I'm making, and the reason that I'm saying that is this other thing has things that Disney don't have.
True.
But when you're ready to pay that ticket, who costs more?
Disney costs way more.
Disney costs more, although it doesn't have as quote unquote much in the festivities or in the rides. But what Disney has that the other place doesn't, they got an experience.
And they got brand.
They got brand. They know that when I get you there, you're going to see your favorite character from The Lion King, and your kid's going to see Princess and the Frog, and it's going to be mom, dad. It's an experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if I'm Disney, I'm like, oh, dad, Busch Gardens got their tickets at this amount. We need to attract more people. Let me drop my... Disney like, no, I'm not dropping my price. What am I going to do? I'm going to improve my experience.
And they actually probably increase the price.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we get to... that the question on what does somebody need to do, if they're out of that, they have to detach themselves from just seeing the product.
Right.
They have to figure out, how do I wrap an experience around this thing where I'm adding value, right? Although it's not taking me any more time. It doesn't take me a lot more time to add this value.
No.
Right?
And just to break that down for the creators out there, especially the videographers, instead of charging for the actual video, how long it takes you to do it, all this stuff, because people don't care about that.
Don't.
You should actually charge on the value that it brings to them. So if somebody is actually trying to grow their business, say doing this commercial and having a strategy around it is going to actually lead you to 10x your business. So charge based on that.
Yeah.
If you're able to generate that.
Yeah. But this is where it's the mindset part, bro, because I'm not going to charge somebody that if I don't believe that I can give them a result.
Yeah.
I'm not going to charge somebody, or I'm going to attract people. Like your mind is a beacon that's going to attract people, right? So if your mind is like, man, I'm not worthy, I'm not valuable, you're not going to attract the person that's willing to pay. And you say, yo, this campaign, us shooting this campaign is going to add 10 times to your income, right? So I'm going to charge you 10% of that 10 to your income. Somebody can be like, oh man, I could get that done cheaper down the street.
Yeah.
But your mindset ain't signaling that. So that also means that you have to understand your target market. You got to understand that customer avatar, your ideal client. You got to understand what moves them. You got to understand what matters. You got to know what your clients want. You got to know, and then you got to speak that language. So your messaging becomes super important in that space, right? And that's where a lot of people, and I see you you're killing it on Instagram, but I see what you do and how you use your message to weed out that ideal person. Like, it's a tip, but if I don't care about reels, I don't care about your content. Yeah. But if I understand I want to grow my social media presence and you showing me how to do reels, I'm like, yo, I'm the person for you. I'm right. So you identified them. A lot of people, they just throw posts out and the posts don't have anything to do with causing division between who I'm for and who I'm not.
Because you can't be for everybody.
You can't be for everybody.
Can't be for everybody. That's one thing that I feel like a lot of people mess up when they they want all the money. They have a survival mindset. So you be like, I can't, pass up these checks.
Yeah.
So I have to find ways of being for everybody. But the true money, not, no pun intended, is to find the niche, the people who you are meant for, and go after them, with intent and aggression.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to know those people, because then your experience changes. You know how to talk to them. You know exactly what they want. And then from there, you just give them what they want.
Yeah. The riches are in the niches, right?
You're right about that.
So I tell people that a path to anywhere will lead you nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, if I don't have an end destination, I'm liable to be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But when I know, this is my defined destination, this is my desired end result, right? It makes it a lot easier for me to say no to everything that doesn't look like that.
Right.
Right. But again, if I don't have the mindset, I don't have the clarity in who I am or who I'm called to serve, because I 120% believe that every business is attached to a calling. True. Right? That your business is created for two reasons. One, to impact the lives of others, and two, to make money. Right? So the level of impact you have is directly tied to the level of income you could provide or that you could receive. Right? Yeah. So the more impact I have, the bigger the problems I solve, the more money I could command. Right?
It's crazy that you say that, because one of the things that I'm like so uber focused on right now is making sure that I'm able to generate impact for all my clientele. They could pay me, but if it's not bringing an impact, or if the clients are not doing what I tell them to do that I know can make an impact, it makes me not even want to work with them.
Yeah.
So it's all about impact, because once you're able to generate an impact and actually able to do that consistent, then you can pretty much charge whatever.
Yeah. And so, out of our offer creation factory, we've worked with different creators. My partner, Natalie Teller, is a co-coach with me there. And it's a program that she created and brought me on too. But in that program, we've helped people like Janelle B. Stewart, who she had an 86K month. There's another lady named Michelle Thames. She had a 18K in less than 30 days month. I've had multiple 10K months, right? And so that gets into, once I have my ideal client, and this is going to pivot into like this digital marketing in the funnel space. Once I have my ideal client and they have come in contact with my brand, they're engaging with me. I tell people there's 4 things that you got to do with every person that comes in contact with your brand. First, you have to attract them, right? So my first thing that I want to do is I want to put out content that's so good, that's so appetizing to my ideal client that they hit that follow button. I got to attract you, right?
Yeah.
The second thing,
turn those strangers into leads.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so once you attract them, you're gonna turn them into followers. Right. Now, once you have them as followers, the next thing you got to do is turn them into fans. You got to have those people liking, commenting, sharing. You want them to be fans, right? So now you attracted them, you got them as followers, you converted them into fans. The next thing you got to do is you got to acquire them, right? You got to have a pathway to turn them into what I call financiers. Those are the people that are financing our business, our customer, right? So I got to have a system that leads them from just following me to becoming a fan of me to now I need to get you off of this platform that I don't control and into my ecosystem. Right. So whether that's my email list or whether that's my private community, whatever, where now I have direct contact with you. Right.
Hit the link in my bio for my email list. Y'all don't want to miss that. Go ahead.
Yep. So that's that. So then once you go from acquisition as a client, you want to ascend them, right? So they may come in and they just testing you out.
Right. They might get your intro package or your lower level and just trying to feel who you are.
Right. Yep. And so now you want to graduate them into a higher package, because if I could get this result from you in this small amount of time, what will it be like if I work with you for an extended time? Or if I had closer proximity? That's another thing. Like, you could price based off of proximity.
Right.
The closer you get to me, the more it actually costs, right?
Yeah.
Because that means that I'm working with you more directly, which means that the time that it takes for you to get the result, we're collapsing that time, right? So because I know you're your issue more intimately, I can come and say, make this direct tweak.
Right. Because it's crazy that you mentioned that as well, because I actually just retooled a lot of my packages. Because before I was working with them, I was seeing them maybe once, maybe twice a month. And then I realized we weren't getting the results because we weren't spending enough time, being connected. So now my packages are like, I'm actually sitting in your business, once, twice, 3 times a week. And so now we can kind of lock in because I'm having more connectivity to you. We're actually talking more, we're engaging more. And now your issues that you probably just set with, now I'm having these conversations so I know, so I can plan around that.
Right.
And it's led to way better results.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that proximity piece, right? Because like you said, it's like you're in it. So you can say, man, we should capture this moment. This is a good moment that people may want to see or whatever.
Right.
So now, you have ascended them. Now your thing is to activate them, right? And now you're turning them from financiers to fire starters, right? So you're activating them is they're going out and they're spreading your message.
Yeah.
They telling people how great of a person you are, how great your business is, the results that they got, right? And so you want to have a system that does that for you without you. Like once they hit one part of your system, you have something in the background that's selling them, right? That's pushing out to them, and that's the power of the email list.
Right,
is to stay in contact, but also once you get this one program, there's an automation where my system says, when this person hits this button, I want you to then send this email in day 1, send this email in day 5, to send this email in day 10.
Automation is key.
Right?
Automation is key.
Because again, we want to detach time from money. That's the lowest form of making money is earned income. Right? It's trading your time for money. So now if I have this and I have a system, right? Because this is another thing is until you have a system and a structure and you don't own a business, right? You own a job.
Right.
Because your presence is always required in order for you to get a result. You own a business when you don't have to be present to get the result. And you could do that through building out a team where people are doing the work for you, or you could do that through technology and automation.
Yeah, automation. Yep.
So,
okay. So before we wrap this up, let's kind of get into the funnels real quick.
Yep.
And just to be straightforward, what are the steps of a good funnel? What are the components of a good funnel?
Yeah. So the components of a good...
And matter of fact, before we get there, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
can you just break down what is a funnel real quick for the people that do not know?
Yeah. So what a funnel is, it is the steps that you take to bring someone from not knowing you to becoming a client.
Right.
Right. That's what a funnel is. It's those steps. So, I kind of gave a framework there where you're looking to attract them. You're looking to attract them. You're looking to you're looking to attract them. Then you're looking to acquire them. Then you're looking to ascend them. Then you're looking to activate them. So that's a funnel, right? Is I'm bringing you into my orbit. I'm giving you information and I'm moving you along the journey. Okay. And it's different touch points throughout. So it's not just online. It's also, how if you meet me in person, what am I doing to move you to the next phase? So the components of a funnel is going to be something that we normally call opt-in, right?
Matter of fact, let's do this. I know I keep cutting you off.
Yeah, you're good.
Let's do this. So let's make it real tangible. Say there is a hairstylist.
Okay.
All right. A hairstylist has a course that she would like to sell where she's doing knotless braids.
Okay.
Right? It's a digital course. It's already done. Videos already created, all that type of stuff.
Okay.
Let's break down those steps in relation to something like that.
All right. So one, she has to identify her target market, right? So what is the person that's ideal? Are we talking to clients? Are we talking to other hairstylists who want to learn this technique?
So for that, she'll be talking to hairstylists.
She's talking to hairstylists who want to learn technique. Okay. So the first thing is creating her story, how she got into it, right? How she learned the technique, how it's impacted her life.
Right.
So now I'm following your content, right? So I may do a small video or a booklet that says the 5 things that you don't want to do if you want to perfect the braidless knot.
Yeah, knotless braids. Yeah.
If you want to perfect the knotless braids, here's 5 things you don't want to do.
Giving out value.
Right? And so now they have to download this. So they have to put their email address in to download it. Right? So now
a nice freebie to kind of get people engaged and get on that mailing list.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now I know that this person is interested in this content, right? So now as I go into this funnel, I want to send a follow-up email, right? That when they download it, it says, hey, I appreciate you. Hope you get value out of this. Tag me in the post. Let me know that you're getting value, right? That might be day 1. Day 3, I might come back and say, hey, what are some things that you learned while you're in this? How are you going to implement this? Day 4 may be, hey, you know what? I have this special that's going on that I want to give you an exclusive opportunity for.
People love getting exclusives.
Right? Yeah. So I have a master class that's coming up. And in this master class, I'm going to show you two ways to set up the business side of it so that when you use these techniques, you can start making money. Right. So that master class may be $150, $197, whatever. Right. So let's say she had 20 people who went through and who got the actual PDF or the video for free. Let's say 5 of those people wind up doing the 197. Right. So let's call it 200.
And why do people, I see this a lot and I never really understand, why do people, instead of just being 200, why do people make it like $3 less?
It's just when you look at it, Walmart is someone that actually started that trend, but it's psychology, right? So for me, as odd as it sounds, I would pay $1.97 for something before I pay $1.57 for it, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Like the number 157 just looks ugly to me.
Yeah. And I feel like it's more so people will say like, when they think about it, it's like, it's 100 something.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of like 200 something, like, oh.
Right.
People automatically.
It's psychology.
Yeah.
You see the 1 before you see the 2.
Right. In the head, it's like $105, but it's like, all right, it's really $200.
Right.
Yeah. But go ahead though.
So we got 5 people who go through that, right? So let's say out of those 5 people, we have that's $1,000, right? So we do our masterclass. We show what we're capable of doing. We tell our backstory. We show results that other people have gotten. We go through that, right? All right. So now that we've gone through that, now at the end of this, people have something that they could take away. But we say, okay, well, if you want to work with me closer, more direct, right? I'm going to be doing a 3-day in-person event, right?
A little boot camp or something.
Right. And so in this 3-day in-person event, you could come to my shop. I'm going to have a model there. I'm going to teach you the technique. I'm going to show you exactly what I do, information I don't share with anybody else. And that's going to be $2K.
Yeah.
So that's going to be $2K, right? So let's say out of that, 2 people wind up going, right? So you got 1,000 on the front end. You got another 4,000, you got 5,000, right? So now, again, you go in there and it's 3 days. It's a beautiful experience. You may say, okay, now not just showing you the technique, but I want to show you how to build this business where I'm making X amount of dollars from this, right? So I want to mentor you for a year, 6 months or whatever. And this may be 10K, this may be 12K, this may be whatever. The beautiful thing is wherever you are, you're not limited to your local area.
Right.
So that's the power of digital marketing. So I have clients that's in Jamaica, I have clients in the Bahamas, clients that are in Florida, client in Louisiana, right? Yeah. And they found me through Clubhouse, right? Yeah. Talking.
Big on Clubhouse?
I'm not big. I like Clubhouse. I'm not big on Clubhouse.
Oh, okay.
Like when you say big, I'm thinking you mean like, yo, you got 15,000 followers. Nah, I have
You're
mastered,
active up there.
I'm active.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've mastered having low followership, but having high engagement from the people who do follow me.
Okay.
And so when I put an offer out, because I'm giving information, those people, my ideal client is there to buy.
Gotcha. Okay. You just gave a lot of game, man. We definitely gonna bust that down into a couple clips because people need to hear that.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I know you mentioned as far as like building up a fan base or building up a business off of a low followership. Explain that for me.
Yeah. So people think that you got to have 20,000 followers, 30,000 in order to, monetize. And for social media platforms, maybe you do, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a pathway to move people off of the social media platform, right? You have a way to make direct offers to people you don't need a whole lot of followers, right? Because again,
you don't need that many people if you got the right layout. Yeah.
Right. Because if you have a 10K offer, right, you only need one person to buy it.
Right. You'd be good for a little.
Right. Yeah. So people think 6 figures, but they have these prices. It's like $97. It's going to be hard for you to make $100K off of $97.
Right.
You got to have something that's going to be what we call a high ticket. But that high ticket has to be something that's providing results.
Yeah.
So again, if we have a track record of helping people to hit 6 figures through creating a coaching program, and there's plenty of testimonials to back that up.
Social proof right there.
Right. So now it's easier. Now you may not be able to do what our high ticket is, but you might be in one of our cohorts, right? Or you might be able to catch one of our courses or something of that nature. So you don't need a lot of followers. You just have to have the right information packaged the right way, presented to the right people that gives the right result.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. So before we wrap this up, where can people find you? That was a lot of great information, man. Like a lot of good stuff, and I'm definitely I need to get with you off camera.
Yeah.
But where can people find you at, man?
Yeah, so money.briggs on Instagram.
Make sure you follow him.
Yeah, money.briggs on Instagram. You could go multi6figures.com. We have a mastermind that's actually coming up in February. I think it's going to be February the 9th, where we'll do a one-night workshop. So that's going to be February 9th. You could go to multi6figures.com/financial destiny or multi6figures.com/mastermind, either one. And you could enroll in that, and we'll really, really, really take you through this process step by step by step. So money.briggs Instagram, or again, multi6figures.com.